Good evening, I'm Lauren Vece, and here are your top stories.
My friend went to the Beyonce concert last night and she sat next to Chris Brown.
Did people interact with him, say anything to him?
People were taking pictures of him, staring at him, pointing at him, but he had his white hoodie on and he put it up and just kind of sat there throughout it.
John Gosling, we got lots of pictures of him in Vegas.
I was in Savannah. I just kind of walked in. I was just like, hey, what's up?
And by the way, she's now pregnant with 8 kids.
We're here at the Democratic headquarters in Torrance, where people seem to be a little bit relaxed, and people are obviously extremely excited. From pumpkins to squash, Whole Foods is doing everything that they can to make sure that their patrons can have a great Thanksgiving, even on a budget. Here at the James Armstrong Theater, people are filing into the auditorium to watch the 10th annual Employee Variety Show. All profits made from this variety show are going directly to the American Cancer Society. Here at the New York celebration, not only did they honor 2 very important doctors, but patrons came and bid on numerous prizes such as this USC helmet to help raise money for 5 very important programs. For Torrance City Cable 3, I'm Lauren Vece. Healthcare and the slowing economy are issues facing so many Americans. I recently had the opportunity to meet with 2 local doctors who are treating patients regardless of their financial situation. Dr. Akdas Karashi is no ordinary doctor, especially in this day and age of increased premiums and co-pays.
The money goes away no matter what you do, whether you make a lot of it or a little bit, it always goes away. But the fact that people actually appreciate you is the one thing that really helps you out.
Dr. Karashi is talking about his personal policy when dealing with patients who've become unemployed and without insurance.
I wanted to make sure that all of our patients knew that they didn't need to stop coming and seeing us just because they couldn't afford to come.
For nearly 20 years, Dr. Karashi has put patient care above all else.
Downturns in economies and job losses are all temporary things. But if you end up having a stroke or you end up having a heart attack, that's not a temporary thing. That's going to be stuck with you.
The positive response that Dr. Karashi received from patients who needed the assistance led him to suggest to his partner, Dr. Paul Brown, to institute the same policy.
He said to me, "Do you think you want to do this?" And I basically thought for a minute about it, and I said, "Sure, why not? It's the right thing to do."
And patients of both doctors are grateful.
It's very comforting. In my age and with being on Medicare and my husband's still using his insurance, it's nice to know that if something happens, we will be backed up and covered. It's wonderful.
Most doctors, I believe, have gone into this field with the intention to help people. And that was always my intention.
In the end, we're all people looking after each other.
And if you are having problems with your insurance company, make sure to review your options with your primary care physician. What started out as a holiday open house quickly turned into an event where pilots from all over California came to share their planes and their stories.
Thank you!
Bob Gronzik and Rick Morrison are 2 of the pilots who flew in from out of town. The men grabbed the attention and the imaginations of patrons.
This airplane is the only AD-6, is the Douglas attack version of the Sky Raider, which came out of Vietnam, and it's the only one flying in the world.
This one here was in Vietnam as well. So that's primarily why we fly them. It's just preserving a piece of history.
Some even talked about when they were inspired to fly in the first place.
We went on a short 20-minute flight. When we landed, everything and every fiber inside of me said, I have to learn how to do this.
One pilot even shared his thoughts on why flying is better than driving.
You can look down at all those poor souls crawling along on the freeway and you're up by yourself. It's terrific.
The stories provided by pilots about their experiences and their planes brought history to life for attendees. For some, it was the highlight of their visit. From the sharing of personal passions to the passing on of America's aeronautical heritage, the Western Museum of Flight's Holiday Open House managed to bring people together and inspire the imaginations for all who attended. For City Cable 3, I'm Lauren Vece. Jennifer Pester is not just a 5th grade teacher. She is an educator dedicated to creating a technological foundation for her students.
It's important for children to interact with technology on a daily basis. They're going to have to do it in the workforce, and they're going to have to be able to expect it to use it.
And now, Pester's mission to educate students about technology is possible. Along with 3 other elementary school teachers, Pester received the 21st Century Classroom Grant from the Torrance Education Foundation.
The Torrance Education Foundation is set up to be able to supplement and enrich classrooms in the school district with money that the school district may not be able to provide due to budgetary concerns.
Pester, along with the other winners, will receive 4 student workstations that will include computers.
This is where I have the computer stations in my classroom right now. When I get the student workstations, depending on size and constraints, they could be here, or I might set them someplace else. But it's going to be definitely somewhere where the students have easy access to them so that they can use that technology every day.
Pester will also receive a document camera that will allow her to stream video into the classroom while she teaches. The interactive smartboard will provide instant visuals.
I'd like to have my smartboard mounted right here in the front of the room so that the children can access it and hopefully get the projector mounted from the ceiling so that it can always be easily projected in the classroom.
The Torrance Education Foundation grants continue to be important. Since the money they raise is separate from state funding, Torrance schools still have a way to provide important tools.
Well, due to budget cuts, it's very exciting to be able to get some new technology in my classroom, because we're seeing cuts in all kinds of areas.
From old technology to new technology, the Torrance Unified School District is dedicated to enriching the lives of their students. For City Cable 3, I'm Lauren Vece.